Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and being a producer of Wrestle Massacre as well as Inside Movies Galore, I am David Streggy, and welcome to Delusions of Grandeur. Enjoy the reviews. I certainly did.
I'm setting the example. And what I've done is going to be puzzled over and studied and followed forever.
Yeah. Delusions of grandeur. You're no messiah. You're a movie of the week. You're a fucking t-shirt at best.
Okay, Dave, that's it. Screw you and your college flunkies. I've had enough of this from you and from everyone else. I know what you guys are trying to do. Break me down, drive me out of the force. Well, it's going to take a hell of a lot more than a lame prank like this to get Curtis Mooney to throw in his badge, so fuck you. Over.
What's in my room? Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another exciting episode of What's in My Room here on Delusions of Grandeur. I am your host, David Streggy, and I have a lot of things to show you. Over the past couple of months, I've kind of let things pile up, and I just have a lot to show you. So let me start with some of the novels and stuff that I've picked up here. So this one was a recent pickup. It was $1 at the dollar store that I work at. And this is a graphic novel of The Creepy Case Files of Margot Malou by Drew Weing. And I thought that because I like creepy stuff and whatnot, I try to get back into reading some like comic book type stuff. I thought this was kind of cool. So that's one of the first things I wanted to show. Next, I did a book report on one of these books that I picked up. And it's the Autobiography of Rl Stein. And I found it, again, in hardcover. It's called It Came From Ohio, My Life as a Writer, by Rl Stein as told to Joe Arthur. It says the real deal on the author of Goosebumps. Originally, I'd actually bought it from Scholastic back in the day. I think my mom ended up like taking the book and getting rid of it for me. But also at the same time, somebody was selling this mostly ghostly hardcover, which I guess it's called Ghouls Gone Wild. It's written by Rl Stein, and it's one of the mostly ghostlies. As you can see, it says number 5 on it. And next, I also have another book that was written by Rl Stein in hardcover. It's called Rotten School, at least the series was called. And the title of this one is called Punked and Skunked. Apparently this is number 11 of the series. And I thought for getting these three for about $17.99, maybe about $20 with shipping, that was pretty darn cool. Next, I wanted to show you guys this book called Confessions of a Puppet Master. And it says, A Hollywood Memoir of Ghouls, Guts, and Gonzo Filmmaking by Charles Band with Adam Felber. So, yeah, part of the whole thing with this is that you could get 7 free movies from Full Moon if you bought the bought his autobiography that was coming out and showed proof of purchase. So I ended up having some money off on this book, and it ended up being like $10 with shipping. And then I went and showed my proof of purchase, and I ended up getting 8 movies for free because they were selling cassettes with the new Femalian. But in any case, this is my copy of Charles Band's novel, and I thought that was pretty neat. Okay, so these other 2 are Dollar Tree pickups. The first is Angels of Music. This is written by Kim Newman. And this is what the back of it says. Deep in the shadows of the Paris Opera House resides Eric, the Phantom, mysteriously enduring through the decades as the mastermind behind a strange and secret agency. A revolving door of female agents are charged by wealthy Parisians and the French government to investigate crimes and misdemeanors they would prefer to keep out of the public eye. The toxic underbelly of Paris is exposed by Eric's tenacious women operatives as they confront horror and corruption throughout the city. But it is one dreadful murder during the 1910 Great Flood of Paris that brings Irene Adler, Kate Reed, and others together for a final deadly confrontation. So I thought this was kind of cool. It sounds like it involves the Phantom of the Opera and whatnot, and some espionage. So yeah, Angels of Music, cool for $1. And this was my purchase from Dollar Tree that I saw. It's an anthology. It says a World Newton anthology, Tales of the World Newton Universe. It's authored by Philip Jose Farmer. On December 13th, 1795, a meteorite plunged to Earth, landing near the sleepy Yorkshire village of Wold Newton. As the star fell, 7 couples passed by the English hamlet, unaware of the effect this cosmic event would have on their lives. Sherlock Holmes and the Jungle Lord himself are just 2 of their descendants, endowed with exceptional abilities as a result of the strike. But the meteor's effects reached far and wide, encompassing an entire universe of notable heroes and villains. So here I have Tales of the Wold Newton Universe. Thought that should be an interesting pickup. It's a science fiction a novel. And that concludes my book pickup of this What's in My Room episode. I'll be back with the movies in just a moment. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am back with my my movies to show you that that are now ending up in my room. So the first thing that I wanted to show you was something that while I was with my good friend Dustin Nelson, who is also known as Dirkritaxis, who runs the Crypt of Horrors here in Milwaukee, where he is a fellow film collector and, I would have to say, merchandise collector. And he ran across a copy of Arrow's limited edition Legend for me. Put it on hold for me, and I paid it off from him. I just paid him exactly what he paid for it. So thank you, Duracryptaxis, very much for allowing me to pick it up from you. It was kind of a film that was going around, like suddenly being picked up, and now it's out of print and selling for like 80 bucks. So damn, I am so glad that I now have a copy of this. So that is Legend with Tom Cruise. Next I have a Christmas movie that I bought in my fiance some time ago, and I know it's from filmed in a different country, but it is called A Christmas Story. It is young Max has low expectations for Christmas when suddenly a moose crashes through his garage roof, claiming to have fallen from Santa's sleigh. But being friends with a moose isn't all that simple, especially since Max's grumpy neighbor would like nothing more than to hang up a pair of moose antlers above his chimney for Christmas, and Santa is out there somewhere looking to get his moose back. So there I have A Christmas Story. Tammy, my fiance, was going to get rid of this. I don't have it. And it came with her Puss in Boots DVD set. It's a short film involving Puss in Boots called The Three Diablos. So it's a short film from DreamWorks. Gonna check it out eventually again. Glad that I have that now. Next I have Dakota Ray's newest film. It's called Dante's Shadow of Sin. It says on here, Dante's Shadow of Sin, the eighth film by Denver auteur filmmaker Dakota Ray, is a disturbing and hauntingly nihilistic nightmare embossed onto the film, chronicling one man's cataclysmic descent into immortality. Dante is a man haunted by his dark past and deviant desires. Due to mysterious circumstances, Dante is reunited with his estranged friend, Mahogany. Together, they converge upon their old vacation house, a place where several terrible events have taken place. To relive their past and indulge in substances. However, it is immediately apparent that the atmosphere around them is becoming increasingly sinister and suffocating. As Dante reunites with his inner darkness and Mahogany's ulterior motives are revealed, it becomes unequivocally clear that this reunion between the two of them will be their last one, and only one of them will make it out alive. So, by RA Productions is Dante's Shadow of Sin. Gonna be checking that out eventually. That's gonna be something to check out. Next, I have a Dollar Tree pickup. They had this being sold for Christmas at our Dollar Tree. This one's called Debug. It's from the producer of Haunter and Splice. It stars Gian Goosen, Adrian Holmes, Adam Butcher, and Jason Momoa. And it has a tag of "Evil Can't Be Deleted." The film is written and directed by David Hewlett, and it is put out by Ketchup Entertainment with Copper Heart Entertainment in association with Monkeys and Parrots. Telefilms. So yeah, Ketchup Entertainment. So definitely going to check that out eventually. Next, I have Rick J. Miller and David Alteny in a movie called Unearthed. And this looks a little older, but it was put out by Waffle Productions. They should have left it in the ground. Jimbo and Hammy did something out in those woods they'd really rather forget until the day comes when they need to remember again. Who does that? Who buries a body, then forgets where they put it? Now it's a simple matter of unearthing the misdeeds of their past and discovering the shocking truth that lies beneath them. So, evidently this is a zany mystery sci-fi black comedy. Gonna check that film out eventually. Next, I have Lovebirds Unrated, which stars the Issa Rae Issa Rae and Kumail Nanjiani. Appears to be directed by Michael Walter. Yeah, gonna check this out eventually. I saw this on was up on Netflix for a while. Gonna check that out. So this is from Comedy Central. It's season 1 of Workaholics. Never seen it. I guess I'll check it out. Next, I have George Axelrod's Lord Loveduck. I guess this stars Roddy McDowall, Tuesday Weld, Lola Albright, Martin West, and Ruth Gordon. This is a film from 1976. Or no, 1966. So I've actually never seen this. You can't always get what you want unless, of course, you got Alan Mollymuck Musgrave on your side, featuring outstanding performances by Roddy McDowall, Tuesday Weld, and a supporting cast that includes Lola Albright, Ruth Gordon, and Harvey Korman. This hilarious satire on teen excesses is superbly comic. So here I have Lord Loveduck. Gonna check that out eventually. Next I have It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, season 4. I have not seen this. I know Danny DeVito is in it, and that this is the 4th season, and I'm going to check it out eventually. Next, this was part of my Black Friday sales pickup. I have the complete first 3 seasons of Fear the Walking Dead in a set here. Thought that was interesting that the first 3 were there, so I've got I figured it's similar to The Walking Dead, and I've collected that up to a certain point, and watched the first season of The Walking Dead, but I haven't gotten into the second season. I guess that's kind of a hump that I need to get across. It didn't exactly catch on like it did for some people for me. Next, I have a Blu-ray copy of a double feature. This is Cannibal Hookers and Hooker with a Hacksaw. These are both directed by Donald Farmer. This is a 2020 release. And it says on the back here, Kristen escaped a religious occult, but is still living a dangerous life, turning tricks in Hollywood to get by. She crosses paths with the notorious cannibal hookers and joins their man-eating ranks. A renegade priest and bounty hunter search the dark recesses of Los Angeles for Kristen and the cannibal hookers. Will Kristen and her bloodlusting friends survive their predators to prey another night? So, also here I have Hooker with a Hacksaw, which is a 70-minute film from 2017. So, yeah. I believe that this was the remake of Cannibal Hookers. Not quite entirely certain. But here is another Dollar Tree pickup. I saw that I didn't have. It's called Infected. It has a tagline of Diagnosis Extinction. And it looks like it's directed by Andrew Gilbert. It was put out by RLJ Entertainment with Image Entertainment. And Ruthless Pictures with ITN Distribution. An average day in a quiet suburb becomes ground zero for the end of the world that we knew. So I'm definitely want to check this out eventually. Looks pretty cool. Next I have a film by good friend Jeffrey Garcia. It's called Henrietta and Her Dismal Display of Affection. So apparently he had sent a sticker of this dude, which is Uncle Albert from the film, and a picture of Henrietta while she's filming a pornography film. But Jeffrey Garcia, he had some difficulties with the DVD distribution center that he was working with, so he had to change the discs out. So the DVD distribution place that he worked with produced the outside covers of these, and then Jeff he went about and did these labels up on the discs, and he put this movie out there for us to see after a lusty sexual affair leaves a family divided and a father devastated. Henrietta, played by Alice McAllister, must do what she can to hold on to what little stability her family has left. Along the way, the family encounters a diverse and colorful cast of burnouts and hippies, deviants and rejects, thrown mercilessly into the mysterious and maddening misfortunes of Reidsville, Texas. This film made it to Shock Stock and has been called by Search My Trash as a soap opera from hell. and an oddity of perversity and awful behavior by Hypno Video. So here we have Henrietta and her dismal display of affection. I'm glad that I ended up picking that up. Next I have Areola Jones and the Home Video Vixens. This hails from Atlanta, Georgia. It involves Andrew Shearer. And I believe it's from Gonzerific that I got this from. From Athens, Georgia, underground filmmaking collective Gonzerific comes a treasure hunt with Aurelia Jones, the world's foremost authority of the world's wildest and weirdest homemade cinema. You can't believe what she dug up. You've got a Nixon body, wet T-shirt zombies, the glittering, nerd box, the ghost of me, the last person on earth, Cash, Canard, Supermoon, Pancake, and Vincent Price's skull are on here. And bonus short films, The Werewolf Tuned Into a Person, How to Fold a Fitted Sheet, Goth Line Bling, Sacco, and Stuck in a Vertical Video. So here I have Aurelia Jones and the Home Video Vixens. And though he also creates his own discs as well, he doesn't do too bad of a job putting films out for cheap. And I've only missed, what is it, 2 or 3 releases, from what I understand. So I'm looking forward to checking those out eventually when I get a chance. Next, I picked this up from Big Lots for $3. This is a Blu-ray DVD combo of Takashi Miike's First Love. This appears to be a zombie film of some sort, or at least it looked like it, but with like some kick-ass action. Next, this is a Dollar Tree pickup. It's called Roadside. Looks like it's directed by Eric England. Put out by RLJ Entertainment with Southern Fried Films. It says it's from the director of Contracted. Dan and Mindy Summers are on a road trip along a roadside a highway when Dan is forced to exit the SUV to remove a dead tree blocking their path. Before he can get back inside, he and Mindy find themselves held hostage on the side of the road, trapped in their car by a mysterious gunman. They must fight for their lives in a sadistic game of cat and mouse, set against a backdrop of numbing cold, pitch darkness, and raw terror, dripping with suspense until the very last frame. Roadside offers massive thrills and a unique concept reminiscent of the films of Hitchcock. So here I have Roadside. Next I have Star Wars The Last Jedi. This is the second last film in the Luke Skywalker saga. I saw this for this was $15 at half price, and I ended up giving Tammy my copy of The Last Jedi for this copy. This is a 4-disc Blu-ray DVD Target exclusive that I thought was a good buy for the series, and it's got 2 Blu-rays and 2 DVDs of the Star Wars. So I thought that was pretty cool. Recently, Chris Sieber had a bunch of his stuff out on Blu-ray, and a lot of it was some of his earlier stuff. So I bought into them. So I have the Anal Paprika trilogy, which, if you look closely, these came yesterday, and you can see the cases. The cases look like they were stomped the shit out of before they even arrived here. But I have the Anal Paprika trilogy, which it says The Three Squirts by Christopher J. Sieber. And the labels on these things are like they were in the Criterion collection, so that's kind of funny. And also I have Blood Trim and Bloody Giblets, which were also a couple of shorter films by him. So these I did not have on anything per se, but I'm glad that I was able to pick them up from him. So Anal Paprika, the trilogy, and Blood Trim and Bloody Giblets is what I picked up from Christopher Sieber. Alrighty. So next, got this from a friend. I haven't opened this up. This is a documentary called The Reason I Jump. And this is from Kino Lorber. It is a film by Jerry Rothwell. It is based on a best-selling book by Naoki Higashida. And I guess this went to the Sundance Festival. So I'm looking forward to checking that out when I get a chance. Next I have a film called Proximity, which I guess it's got Rob Lowe and James Coburn. It has a tagline of "The closer he gets to the truth, the closer his enemies get to him." And it's from the producers of the Matrix trilogy, Romeo Must Die, and Exit Wounds. And Scott Zeal. This is put out by Overseas Film Group. Or otherwise known as Key DVD. And I believe this is a work print copy because this says not for sale or rental on the back of it. Next, I have the 2-disc edition of Zack and Miri. It's got Seth Rogen and Elizabeth Banks in it. I guess this is Zack and Miri make a porno. Or something like that. This is directed by Kevin Smith. I've actually not seen this, but I'm glad to finally have it so that I can check it out. Next, I have Reno 911 Miami, the movie. Which I'm going to check this out eventually. I wasn't really a Reno 911 fan, but I guess I'll have to eventually check it out. So here I have It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, Season 3, with Danny DeVito in it. I guess I'll have to track down Seasons 1 and 2 so that I can start and begin on that. Next, I have, these are trades for a couple of things that I still need to trade for. These are Seasons 1 and Seasons 2 of Sergeant Frog anime. So on one, we've got episodes 1 through 26 and episodes 27 through 51 of Sergeant Frog. From Funimation. Next, I have Small Town Crooks, which stars Woody Allen, Tony Darrow, Hugh Grant, George Grizzard, John Lovitz, Elaine May, Michael Rappaport, Elaine Stritch, Tracy Ullman, all from DreamWorks Entertainment. Never seen it, but I want to. I also have Bullets Over Broadway, side-splitting comedy, a howling good time, guaranteed 2 thumbs up. This is a Miramax release, and I guess this was Woody Allen. I guess these are both Woody Allen's. These are both Woody Allen films. Bullets Over Broadway and Small Time Crooks are Woody Allen films. Next, I have City Hunter Collection 1 and City Hunter Collection 2. Meet Ryo Seba, ladies' man, troubleshooter, and expert marksman. When you need more help than the police can provide, he's the solution. He's the city hunter, and if he can't solve your problem, no one can. Welcome to the world of City Hunter, where freelance troubleshooter Ryo Seba works to keep the streets of Shinjuku safe. When calling the police just won't do, leave an XYZ message on the board at Shinjuku Station, and the City Hunter will respond to your plea for help, especially if you happen to be a beautiful woman. I guess this was put out by ADV Films, but the series is directed by Kenji Kodama. And the director of the animation of this was Takeo Kitahara. So yes, I'm definitely looking forward to showing you some more. But I'll be back after these messages.
Did you miss me? I guess not.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm back with some more exciting films to show you that I've added to my collection. So this one I picked up at Dollar Tree. It's called Ride. It was put out by RLJ Films and looks like it was directed by Jeremy Ungar. This ride could be their last. Starring Jesse T. Usher, Bella Thorne, and Will Brill. Some rides should never be shared. So I'm going to definitely check that out eventually when I get a chance here. This one was also another Dollar Tree pickup. It's called Radio Days. It's an older film. It's got Maya Farrow and Julie Kavner. And this is also directed by Woody Allen. So I'm glad that I was able to pick that up to check that out. Next, I have a movie called Paranoia. This was another Dollar Tree pickup. It's got Liam Hemsworth, Gary Oldman, Amber Heard, and Harrison Ford. It says deception is power. Well, it looks like it is. It's hard to see the director, but it's put out by Physical Media Distribution, and I'm looking forward to checking it out. This was another Dollar Tree pickup. Uh, it's called Righteous Villains. It's got Gary Dordman, Adam Deacon, and Lois Brabenplatt. Before the apocalypse, there will be war. And this is directed by Sabas D. Michael, put out by Echo Bridge Acquisition Corp. It's a Blu-ray DVD combo pack through SB Releasing. Gonna check that out eventually. This one is written and directed by John Patrick Kelly. It's called The Locust. Stars Katie Capshaw, Jeremy Davies, Vince Vaughn, Paul Rudd, Daniel Mayer, and Ashley Judd. And it's an MGM film, I guess. It was filmed in 1997, and definitely going to check that out. I know that it was a film that came out while I was growing up. Haven't seen it yet. Next, I have another SP Releasing Echo Bridge Acquisition Corp film. This one's directed by Thomas J. Churchill. It's called The Day of the Living Dead. The Bloodbath Has Begun is the tagline. And I'm looking forward to checking this out when I get a chance. That was another Dollar Tree pickup. Here's another Dollar Tree pickup. It's called Deadheading. Tagline, Evil is on a Plane. Another SP Releasing a film. This one is directed by David Easton. An Echo Bridge Acquisition Court thing. Another Blu-ray DVD combo pack. It stars Lisa Ronigan, Brian Larkin, and Magda Rodriguez. I'm definitely going to check that out when I get a chance here. Another film I picked up, an MGM release called Crisscross. It stars Goldie Hawn. And it's directed by Chris Menges. Oscar-winning Goldie Hawn delivers a stunning performance as a single mother struggling to raise her son in this sharp and compassionate drama with a terrific cast that includes Arliss Howard and Keith Carradine. Crisscross is a powerful, emotionally penetrating portrait of one family's unbreakable bond. So yeah, gonna check this out when I get a chance. Was another Dollar Tree pickup. This one kind of surprised me as a Dollar Tree pickup. Canadian Bacon, John Candy. It was in. This is a Michael Moore film. And then also an MGM release. It was pretty cool to find this for $1. Especially since recently I went on about it in my podcast, Inside Movies Galore. So here is another film that I picked up from Dollar Tree. This one looks like it's directed by Michael Campa, and it stars Linda Pearl, Lexi Giovanoli, Harry Van Gorham, and Brad Benedict in a movie called Broken Halos. It's a Blu-ray DVD combo. A set of SP Releasing, Echo Bridge Acquisition Corp. LLC put this out, and a lot of these releases are bare bones. They don't have any extras when they come from that, and that's the thing that sucks. There's no like behind the scenes, no interviews, no commentary. They just print the fucking things and put them out, and that's one of the things that is not going for that company. But here's another from Ketchup Entertainment called Big Sur. It's based on the novel by Jack Kerouac. It stars Jean-Marc Barr, Kate Bosworth, Josh Lucas, and Radha Mitchell. Some Souls Never Stop Searching. The film is directed by Michael Polish. An adaptation of American literary icon Jack Kerouac's novel of the same name, Big Sur, focuses on a moment in Kerouac's life when, overwhelmed by the success of his opus On the Road and struggling to battle inner demons, he seeks respite in 3 brief sojourns to a cavern in the small coastal California town of Big Sur. Michael Polish's film is at once a poetic meditation and a love letter to the work of an author who defined the Beat generation. So here I have Big Sur. Hopefully check that out eventually. Next I have another Dollar Tree pickup. This is called Arizona. It's got Danny McBride, Rosemary DeWitt, and Luke Wilson. The heat is on, but it's dry heat. The producers of Eastbound and Down and Brooklyn Nine-Nine. It is a film that's directed by Jonathan Watson. It is put out by RLJE Films with Imperative Entertainment and Rough House Pictures. It's called Arizona. Definitely going to be checking that out. Here's another Dollar Tree pickup. It's called Absolute Beginners. It stars Eddie O'Connell, Patsy Hensit, David Bowie, James Fox, and Ray Davies. A film directed by Julian Temple, another MGM release. The daring, terrifying, inventive rock musical takes an exhilarating look at London in the late 1950s when young people shattered convention with their newfound power. With appearances by some of music's biggest stars, Absolute Beginners breathes the soul and spirit of adolescence into a time when anything and everything happened. Colin is a brazen 19-year-old with his finger on the pulse of Soho's burgeoning scene of artists. But when his beautiful girlfriend Suzette tires of their poor and struggling existence, Colin finds himself losing touch with himself and her. And when an older, richer man sweeps Suzette away, a devastated Colin embarks on a desperate journey to win her back. So, looking forward to checking out Absolute Beginners. Next I have Monster Family. Starring the voices of Emily Watson, Nick Frost, Jessica Brown Finlay, Celia Imrie, Catherine Tate, and Jason Isaacs. From what I understand, this was put out by Viva Entertainment, and it has a sequel. The Wishbone family is far from happy with a struggling bookshop, an overworked husband, and 2 misunderstood teenagers. Emma is at her wit's end, trying to be the perfect mom. After dragging her family to a costume party on Halloween night, they are cursed by an evil witch and transformed into a vampire, a mummy, a werewolf, and Frankenstein's monster. Now Emma will fight to keep her monster family together and uncover the secret of their curse, eventually leading them to the Prince of Darkness himself, Dracula. So here I have Monster Family. Gonna check that out eventually. Here I have Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker, the last film in the series. I think this was like $10 when I picked it up from Half Price Books. So definitely looking forward to that. Here is a spoof of the Fast and Furious series from the filmmakers of The Starving Games, Meet the Spartans, and Vampires Suck, which actually sucked. This is called Superfast. It's directed by Jason Friedberg and Aaron Seltzer. Going to check this out eventually just to see what kind of humor it is. Next I have another Dollar Tree pickup. This one was called The Black Prince. This stars Satinder Sartaaj, Amanda Rutt, and Jason Fleming. And it's directed by Kavi Raz. Put out by SP Releasing, Echo Bridge Acquisition Group. And I saw this film. It's based on the true story of Maharaja Duleep Singh, who evidently becomes the king of Punjab at the age of 5 after the death of his father. And when his kingdom is annexed by the British in 1849, the young Maharaja is removed from the throne and separated from his mother. He is sent to England to meet Queen Victoria at age 15 and settles into an aristocratic lifestyle. Later in his life, he is able to reestablish a connection with his mother and his birth culture, ultimately seeking to reclaim his kingdom, but facing obstacles from the British every step of the way. It is a very slow film, but I did like it as a period piece. Next, this is another Dollar Tree pickup. It's called Trick or Treat. It's a Blu-ray DVD combo thing. It stars Craig Kelly, Dean Lennox Kelly, Sean Parks, Jamie Sives, Hugo Spear, Chris Marshall, Jason Fleming, and Francis Barber. Looking for the director. Okay. This is directed by Ed Boyce. And this is put out by SP Releasing with Echo Bridge Acquisition Corp. In association with Evolutionary Films. Here I have Trick or Treat. Another Dollar Tree pickup. This is another Blu-ray DVD combo. Stars Letitia Paris, Charlie Hofheimer, Josephine Huang, and Natalie Dyer in something called The Nearest Human Being. True Love is a Killer is the tagline. The film is written and directed by Marco Coppola. Put out by SP Releasing with Echo Bridge Acquisition Corp. With Creative Realm and Cultivated Films. So I'm definitely going to be checking that out eventually. Next, I have a film from Comedy Central called The Hebrew Hammer. Part man, part street, 100% kosher. Hysterical 4-oi rating, Matthew Colbert. This was directed by Jonathan Kesselman, put out by Paramount Pictures and Content Film, with Jericho Entertainment, in association with R&B FM and Intrinsic Value. The Hebrew Hammer. I'm going to eventually check that out when I get a chance. This stems from my Black Friday sales pickup. This is the Maleficent movie, Mistress of Evil combo pack. Glad I was able to pick that up. That stars Angelina Jolie as in there. Gonna eventually rewatch that just to rewatch it. This one I also picked up from Walmart. Black Friday sales with Robert Downey Jr. as Doolittle. He's not just a people person. And this is directed by Stephen Gagan. Stephen Gagan. So, gonna eventually rewatch that one eventually. Also from the Walmart Black Friday, I finally picked up Bumblebee, which this was directed by Travis Knight. I thought this wasn't a bad insert into the Transformers films. Next, I have a film called Inheritance. This is directed by Whiskey Drankers director Eric Palmer, written by Greg Moore. Scarlett finds that she has inherited a cabin from her departed father, who she barely remembers. Her friends convince her that a vacation is long overdue and that they should check out this gift. What was supposed to be a nice getaway turns into a night filled with carnage, as Scarlett's long-forgotten Uncle Drake has other plans in mind. Will anyone survive the night, or will they all fall victim to something from beyond the grave? Who will be the rightful owner to this? Like I said, inheritance. Okay, so the next, shall I say, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 are from Matthew Mark Hunter. He put out these himself. I've got Bedbugs. 5 kids go trick-or-treating, and at each house they hear a scary story about zombies, puppets, the devil, vampires, the boogeyman, and more. The stories include the boogeyman, when the cameras stop rolling, puppets, the blood throne, and vampire madness. So here I have Bedbugs, which is an anthology that he recently did. Next I have starring Matthew Mark Hunter, Chris Wiggins, Kurt Campbell, Eric Lee, Emily Carpenter, Fady McCary, in an MHH Productions anthologies called Tales to Chill the Bone, Volumes 1 and 2. He signed this for me, and on here are Luke the Freak, The Dark One, Makeup Massacre, Baby Oliver, Wake Up, Diamonds and Hearts, Sandman, Room 13, Party On, and Eyes are in these anthologies. Then I have Matthew Mark Hunter, Angel Reed, Eric Wrightley, Michelle Rose, Jacob Kaufman, DeJuan Du Bois, Edward Haynes Jr., Matthew Sensminski, and John Kathleen. In Tales to Chill the Bone, Volume 3, Christmas Edition is a special surprise of 5 short horror films, all themed around the Christmas season. Krampus plays some of his favorite shorts on his VCR this season, each one scarier than the last. From evil toys to a haunted snowman and a present from hell, this holiday collection of shorts is filled of bone-chilling tales of terror. So here I have Tales to Chill the Bone. Next I have this 6 cult horror movie pack on here. I believe this says The Dark One, The Lord's Ladies, He Has Risen, Croutons, Holy Night, and The White Masks. These are all short films. Next I have this 8 movie horror film pack. And on here I have All Nighter, The Tale of the Bone Collector, Rats, Dragula, Bugged Out, Benny, Spirits, and The Yellow Car. These are all short films. And finally, I have Poe's Stories, which is an anthology starring Audrey O'Brien, Matthew Sensminski, Brian Lakowski, and Larry Patterson. 4 friends tell Edgar Allan Poe's stories, each story having a twist ending or an added scene from the twisted mind of award-winning horror filmmaker Matthew Mark Hunter. Berenice, The Telltale Heart, The Black Cat, and The Raven. So there we have those. Then I have this 8-film movie thing, where I have The Legend of Sorrow Creek, Prom Night, Below, I Am Omega, Evil Bong, Meridian, Demonic Toys, and Decadent Evil on here. Next are a couple of, well, I know that I picked this one up in Dollar Tree. It's called Killer Tattooist. It's directed by Jerry Lee Coker, put out by SP Releasing and Echo Bridge Acquisition Group. Along with Cobra Productions. It's a Blu-ray DVD combo set. And it says on the front of it, he always leaves his mark. It's a very cool front thing. But then I found out that he also did The Guard of Auschwitz, which, trying to see, do I have it here? No, it might actually, and I also found out he did Escape from Auschwitz as well, which I picked this one up for $1, but I actually had to outsource for this one for like 10 to 12 bucks. But both of these are Blu-ray DVD combo sets. There is a third film out there called The Angel from Auschwitz, but it has not been released as part of the this Echo Bridge stuff. At least as far as I know. But we have The Guard of Auschwitz and Escape from Auschwitz. And both of these are directed by Jerry Lee Coker. Basically, based on the amazing true story, Escape from Auschwitz tells the tale of how Polish boy Scout Kazimierz Piechowski escaped from the Auschwitz concentration camp with 3 other prisoners in 1942. Piechowski, who was assigned to transfer corpses from the gas chambers to the crematorium while a prisoner, discovers that one of his friends is on the execution list. He vows to prevent his friend's death, coming up with a daring escape plan with 3 other prisoners that risked all of their lives. The Holocaust tale follows Hans, an aspiring artist since childhood who becomes a talented architect. He rises from the Hitler Youth of the SS with dreams of leading Germany into a bright new age. When he is assigned to Auschwitz-Birkenau, he completely believes in the case, but when his superiors ask him to use his architecture skills to design and oversee construction of the notorious gas chambers, his perspective changes. So there we have those 2. Next, I remember seeing this distributed by someone else, by a company called Cult Action Movies. And then I saw that Vinegar Syndrome had actually picked this up. And I found this for like $20. Without the, without its outside covering, the slipcover, but I don't care about slipcovers. I think people who care about slipcovers are nuts and should be put into straitjackets because you really don't need a cover for something. It's not necessary. But here I have Devil's Story, which is directed by Bernard Launoy. A young couple on vacation in the French countryside decide to stay the night at a spooky old castle. After their car breaks down, despite being warned about the local legend of a cursed ship, which crashed into the nearby cliffs, the wife ventures out into the wild, only to find herself having to fend off a Nazi uniformed mutant, his gypsy mother, a rogue mummy, a horse possessed by the devil, and more. Without a doubt, one of the strangest horror films ever made in France. Bernard Launoy's Devil's Story, or Once Upon a Time the Devil, is a mind-melting and almost indescribable, heavily gore-fueled fever dream. Barely seen outside of its native country, but more than deserving of its growing cult following, prepare to forget everything you thought you knew about weird world cinema as you experience Devil's Story. Newly transferred in 4K from its 35mm original camera negative and loaded with both new and archival extras and interviews, and on disc from Vinegar Syndrome in the English-speaking world for the first time. Devil's Story. Next, I have Kiss Me, Kill Me, Umberto Lenzi's Kiss Me, Kill Me, starring Carol Baker, Erica Blanc, Jean-Louise Trintignant. I have Jungle Land, which I think was another Dollar Tree pickup, maybe. Charlie Hunnam and Jack O'Connell. Oh no, this was another another thing, but this is directed by Max Winkler, so I'm definitely looking forward to checking that out. This was a Black Friday Walmart sale pickup. Bad Boys for Life. Glad I was able to. This stars Will Smith and Martin Lawrence. Glad I was able to pick that up. Next, I have Spooky House. This stars Ben Kingsley, Mercedes Ruehl, and Catherine Isabel. Dare You Stay the Night. Produced and directed by William Sachs. Next, I have Disney's Onward. This was also from the Black Friday sale. Next, I also have Disney's Mulan, the remake. Gonna eventually check that out too. Also from the Black Friday sale, it was Henry Golding in Snake Eyes, the G.I. Joe Origins movie that they decided to put to disc, and evidently was put out by Paramount or whatnot. I still want to check this out just for the heck of it, even though I hear that it may or may not have been good. Also picked up Tailgate from a friend of mine. The Highway is a Killer. So almost similar to that Roadside one earlier. Also picked up The New Mutants, which has something to do with the X-Men I thought this was actually a really good segue into the X-Men series. Also, I have Crank Yankers, Season 1 and Season 2, Volume 1. From Comedy Central. This one I remember seeing on the Sci-Fi Channel. It's called Frenzy. But this was put out by Echo Bridge Acquisition and SP Releasing. It was directed by Jose Montesinos. I believe that I picked that up for $1 at Dollar Tree. Next I have Raya and the Last Dragon. This was another Walmart Black Friday sale pickup. One of the ones I haven't seen yet is Luca from Pixar. Directed by Enrico Casarosa. This one was another Walmart Black Friday sale thing. I was glad to pick this up. This starred Angelina Jolie in a movie called Those Who Wish Me Dead. Then I have this Cary Grant Screen Legends collection, which has 30 Day Princess, Kiss and Make Up, Wings in the Dark, Big Brown Eyes, and Wedding Present on here. For those who are Cary Grant people. And I guess this is an upgrade for me. This is Batman, the Motion Picture Anthology, 1989 to 1997. This is Batman, Batman Returns, Batman Forever, and Batman and Robin on Blu-ray. It's the same collection that I have in DVD. Ended up getting a Blu-ray copy of Spaceballs. I already have a Steelbook version, but I thought, what the heck. I also have El Dia de la Bestia on DVD, even though I have the Severin copy on Blu-ray. Next I have Tenet. Still have to check that out. It's directed by Christopher Nolan, so I'm assuming that it's supposedly pretty good. Next I have another Dollar Tree pickup. This one's called Nuclear. This one is a Blu-ray DVD combo pack. It stars George McKay, Emilia Jones, and Sienna Guillory. It's put out by SB Releasing with Echo Bridge Acquisition Corp, and it's directed by Catherine Lindstrom. Going to be checking that out eventually. Another Dollar Tree pickup. This has Zoe Saldana and Madison Wolfe. It's called I Kill Giants, from the producers of Harry Potter. This was put out by RLJ Entertainment. Going to be interesting to check that out. This was another Dollar Tree pickup. This one's just called Locus. It's got Ben Gurens, Jessica McNamee, and Nathaniel Dean. It says Money, Lust, and Greed. This is an Australian pick, but it's put out by... Looking for the director here. Okay, so this says it's directed by Heath Davis. But it was put out by SB Releasing and Echo Bridge Acquisition Corp as a release. I thought this was actually pretty good. For $1. Next, this is the 15th and final season of Supernatural. Brand new. On Blu-ray. Next, I have Bela Lugosi in The Death Kiss. It is a black and white feature from 1933, directed by Phil Rosen. I don't think I had it yet. Next, I have a Blu-ray copy of V for Vendetta, a Blu-ray copy of the movie Dreamland, starring Finn Cole and Margot Robbie, a beautifully shot coming-of-age story. Next, I have a film called The Getaway. Shea Wiggum, Olivia Munn, Frank Grillo, and Bruce Dern. He watches over her, now they're watching him. This was put out by Lionsgate with Grindstone. And trying to see who directed it. It's hard to see. Michael? Michelle Oveda? Something like that. But anyways, gonna check that out eventually. Older film. I guess this stars Robert Culp and Samantha Egger in A Name for Evil from Diamond Entertainment. Another film. The song was scandalous. The movie is hilarious. Harper Valley Pta. The Day My Mama Socked It to the Harper Valley Pta. This was a movie that was directed by Richard C. Bennett. So, never heard of this. Gonna check it out eventually. Next, I have Bud Spencer and Terrence Hill in God Forgives, I Don't. Gonna check that out eventually. Next, I have a film anthology called Scare Us, put out by Kino Lorber and Virgil Films. With Falling Flame Pictures. 5 different writers, 5 horror stories, 1 terrifying night. A chilling horror anthology comprised of 5 short stories penned by an unlikely group of aspiring writers in Sugarton, a small town plagued by the apparent return of an infamous serial killer dubbed Cutthroat. They've come to share their scary stories with each other and the bookstore owner, Peter, Tom Sandoval, who leads the group, but soon discover they've become the stars of a sick killer's own twisted tale. These next 2 were other more Dollar Tree pickups. This one's called Miri. It stars Gary Oldman. It's from the writer of The Shallows. Evil lies just beneath the surface. David, Gary Oldman, is a struggling blue-collar captain looking to make a better life for his family, strangely drawn to an abandoned ship that is up for auction. David impulsively buys the boat, believing it will be his family's ticket to happiness and prosperity, but soon after they embark on their maiden journey, strange and frightening events begin to terrorize David and his family, causing them to turn on one another and doubt their own sanity. With tensions high, the ship drifts off course, and it becomes horrifyingly clear that they are being lured to an even greater evil out at sea. Here I have Mary. And also, I picked this up. This is from the producer of Sinister. It's called Monster Party. It stars Sam Strike, Aaron Moriarty, Robin Tooney, and Julian McMahon, and Lance Reddick. It's filmed by Chris von Hoffman. And it's basically about two thieves who want to steal from a family of serial killers who has invited other serial killers to an anonymous group that is evidently saving themselves from killing people, and they don't realize it. So next I have another Blu-ray DVD combo set of something that I believe that I picked up from my Black Friday sales at Walmart. This is Sonic the Hedgehog, and it starred Jim Cary and the voice of James Marsden. These are a couple of Dollar Tree pickups. The first is Kill Order. The Perfect Weapon, The Ultimate Target. This was put out by RLJ Films. It was directed by James Mark. And it says Chaos Erupts. Gonna check that out eventually. Looks like it's a cool action film. This one I picked up at Dollar Tree, I believe. It says I'm Still Here. It stars Joaquin Phoenix. Put out by Magnolia Entertainment. And directed by Casey Affleck. Looks like it actually may be some kind of drama film. Next, this is my first Elvis film on Blu-ray. It Happened at the World's Fair. Starring Elvis. And directed by Norman Torog. Put out by Metro-Goldwyn on the Archive collection. Here I have a comedy horror film called The Cook. Sorority Babes, The Other White Meat. This is a film directed by Greg Simon. And it stars Mark Hengst, Kit Paquin, and Makina Ridgway. Also stars Penny Drake, Nina Farron, Nicole Kenny, Brooke Lindsay, Justin Marino, Stephanie Solano, and Alan Yates. This was an Anchor Bay Entertainment distributed film. Next, I have Broken Lizard's Club Dread. From the guys who brought us Super Troopers. And it was directed by J. Chandrasekhar. Hope to check that out eventually. Then I have The Lovely Bones, starring Mark Wahlberg, Rachel Weisz, Susan Sarandon, Stanley Tucci, Michael Imperioli, and Saoirse Ronan. Also, Final Exam. This was directed by Jimmy Houston. I never had it on DVD, so I picked it up on DVD. Also, I have on Blu-ray Diabolic, Incognito, and The In Crowd. Never seen either three of these, so I'm looking forward to checking those out. Next, I have Sleep No More. This is a Raven Banner film, put out by RLJE Films. From the creator of Final Destination, your dreams will become your nightmare. Next, I have Necrostorms. And I have some of these editions, but I don't have them on Blu-ray. These are extreme gore films. Hotel Inferno. Hotel Inferno 2. And that says The Cathedral of Pain. This is also from Necrostorm. This is called Little Necro Red. And this is also from Necrostorm. This is called Sweet 313. Gonna eventually check those out. I have various limited editions on DVD of Hotel Inferno. So that's gonna be cool. Next, I have the stuff that came from Full Moon. I have Dragon World Remastered. This is directed by Technic Lau, the director of the Subspecies series. Out of This World and Into Your Heart, remastered from the original 35mm camera negative. So I have that to watch. Then I also have Remote, which this says remastered from the original 35mm camera negative as well. And this is also a Technic Lau film. A comedy for the whole family. Get ready for a madcap movie about marvelous machines with Remote and a wild, hilarious 1993 family film from Moonbeam Entertainment. Presented here for the first time in a glorious transfer, scanned from the original 35mm negative. So here we have Remote and Dragon World. And the free gift with these, when I bought on their Bago thing, was a copy of Troll, the original classic. So I thought that was kind of cool to get that. So these were my Full Moon pickups this time around. And here is my other Gonzorific pickup from Athens, Georgia. This is called Bad Girl Dracula. And on here is Bad Girl Dracula, The Bloody Brides of Bad Girl Dracula, and Bad Girl Dracula and the Pussy That Bit Back. So this involves Andrew Shearer, and I thought that this was sounded cool. So definitely going to check that out eventually. And then I'm going to give a shout out to a seller that's out there. He knows who he is, because I ended up getting these from him. I got Ill, The Final Contagion, which I know this has gone around to different Dollar Trees before, but I thought this looked cool, and I picked it up from him. Also, The Witch in the Window. This is a Uncorked Entertainment release. It says A New Start, An Old Spirit. And it looks like it's directed by Andy Mitton. The Witch in the Window. Next, I have Pistolera, starring Romina De Leila, Robert Daby, Damian Chapa, and Danny Trejo. Directed by Damian Chapa. Put out by SB Releasing and Echo Bridge Acquisition Group. Is this Mexicano film? Going to check that out eventually. Next, I have Cabin Fever Patient Zero. The Birth of Fear. This has got to be the one that happened before the remake of Cabin Fever, which I still have yet to pick up. And then finally, Voodoo Apocalypse, which it's very hard to see who the director of this thing is, but I wanted to check this out. This looks like it's got Joseph J. Ramallo, Sergio J. Ramos, George Galvin, Carla Barrico, and Raquel Rael. It looks like it's a low-budget piece of crap that I'm willing to check out eventually. But thank you for listening. These are the films that I've had to show you. Let me know down in the comments whether you have any of these in your collection. And I'll definitely be back next time with some more cool pickups. So thank you for checking out what's in my room, and you have a great day, evening, or morning, wherever you are. And I've just had so much fun sharing these films that I've picked up with you. So thank you.
You were good, kid, real good. But as long as I'm around, you'll always be second best, see?